Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm Jan Clothier of Thinking Stamping and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from New Zealand. And today I thought I would share with you how I made this little card using the Latte Love bundle from the online exclusive section of the online store. But it's really more than a card. What it really is a gift card holder. And so I've made a couple of others in that style, and so I'm just showing them to you so you can see that there's sort of different things that you can do. And I thought I'd just share with you how I made this card and how you make this very, very easy gift card holder, because honestly you can turn any card into a gift card holder with about 30 seconds work. So I'm going to start off by showing you what we need to make it, or what you need to make this particular card. So I've used the Latte Love bundle. Comes with beautiful dies. You can see it makes a lovely little French press cafetiere, as well as cutting out all of the little bits and pieces, and it makes, you'll see what it does. And I am unexpectedly in love with it. I bought it because I love coffee and I didn't have a coffee set, and I thought, I might use it now and again, but actually I've been having a bit of a love affair with it lately. So the Latte Love bundle is obviously something that you need. So in terms of paper to make this, I have used an early espresso card base. And for me, my normal size is pretty much half of an A4 piece of paper. So it's 21 centimetres, cut at 14.8 and scored at 10.5. Now, if you are an imperial card maker, then just use, this is my standard size card base. So just use your standard size card base and we'll adjust things accordingly. So what I have next is I've got a matte piece of Pool Party. So it's half a centimetre or 1/4 of an inch smaller. So it's 10 centimetres by 14.3. It's going to end up there. I've got a piece of basic white, which is half a centimetre or 1/4 of an inch smaller again. So this is 9.5 by 13.8. And as you can see, I've already embossed that using the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. And I've used that because I kind of like the way it looked like the crema on the top of a cup of coffee. But, you could use whatever embossing folder you like, and that is eventually going to matte like so. Now, we've got 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. So the latte, I've forgotten what the latte paper is called, but anyway, it comes with the suite, and I've chosen 2 different patterns out of it. So, some of the patterns are much more full on, as you can see, and obviously if you're making this card and you've got the stack of DSP, you can use whatever paper out of it you like. But you need a piece that is 5 centimetres by 12, and another piece which is 5 centimetres by 9, and you can arrange those as you like. Now, you're also going to need a piece of white for the sentiment. So you just need a scrap of white that's big enough to do the Hello, Let's Catch Up and a spoon. And I've stamped those in early espresso. The spoon has a little die, so you don't have to fussy cut it. And for the sentiment, I use stylish shapes. I use that largest of the banner dies for that. But because I wanted to put some cups at the end of it, I made sure that I had the sentiment at the right-hand end of the banner when it was done. Now, you're also going to need some little scraps of colour. So you need some little scraps of colour, and I've used Lost Lagoon, Early Espresso. The little teacups, the little espresso cups that you get, there are 2 of them, and the handles go different ways. So it's quite nice. It gives you lots of, it gives you that variety with the handles going different ways. And this weird looking little die here, you need a couple of those in Pecan Pie, because what they're going to do is I'm going to attach them, and then it makes it look, and I'll show you how to attach them, how I attach them shortly. It makes it look like there's coffee in the cups. And of course there's the little slits in the die so that if you want to, you can stack them up, but we're not doing that with this particular card. Now, if as we're going through the things that we need for this card or any of this project, if you see anything that you'd like to add to your craft collection and you live in New Zealand, then of course you're free to shop with me, and there is a link to my online store in the video description below. But that's only if you live in New Zealand. Now, the most important part of this card, because you know the card front, yes, it's nice, but the real gutsy thing about this card is the inside. And so what you need for that is you need a piece of basic white or whatever colour you want to make your inside. I've cut it half a centimetre or 1/4 inch smaller than the card front, so it's 10 centimetres wide. Now what you have to do though is make sure that you take whatever size you would normally make your card inner, and for me that's 10 by 14.3, and then add 5 centimetres or 2 inches to it, and instead of cutting where you would normally cut, score. So this piece is 10 by whatever 14.3 plus 5, so 19.3, and then scored at 14.3, which is where I would normally have cut it. Now, I've also cut, and this is entirely optional, a piece of the Designer Series paper that's half a centimetre smaller. So this piece of Designer Series paper is 9.5 by 13.8 because I'm going to make my inner of my card. It's very plain here, but I'm going to make it more like that. So I've got a piece of Designer Series paper to add in as backing. That's an optional extra for this card. Right, so now we can get on to doing the making. Now the making of the card front, the only thing which is even marginally difficult about it, and it's not even difficult, is the attaching of the little bits of coffee, fake coffee, onto the cups. So I'll show you quickly how I do that. I just get myself a bit of glue onto my silicone mat, give it a bit of a smeary, so it's not in a big dollop but in a quite thin amount. Take your pick tool, get the little putty end, okay, pick up, dabble in, and then just transfer it over and give it a press to where you want it to be. And it's as simple as anything with this lovely little putty ended tool on the Take Your Pick tool. Right, so now it's simply a matter of assembling the front. And as I said, there's really nothing tricky about assembling the front, it's just putting the stuff together. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, because the really interesting part of this card is making it into the gift holder on the inside. So we'll just do a little quick run through of making it. Okay, so there is the front more or less put together. I am going to embellish it, but I'm not going to embellish it until the end. And what we're going to do now is we're going to work on turning this card into a gift card holder. And of course, that's a technique that you can use with any card that you like. So remember, we've got our card inside, which is the standard inner plus 5 centimetres and scored where you would normally cut it. Now, the next thing you have to do is work out where the centre of the card is. So that's at 5 centimetres because it's 10 centimetres wide. And then you need something that makes a circle. So if you've been around card making for a long time, you've probably got a stack of punches. So any size punch will do. I'm going to use the 1 3/4 inch punch, but if you had a 2 inch punch or a 1.5 inch punch, whatever you've got. If you haven't got punches, maybe you've got a circle die of some sort. You just need something that is going to cut you out a semicircle. So I've marked the centre so that I can put it in the punch and I can play around with, and you can be really mathematical about this and measure it, or you can just sort of have a bit of faith that you can work out where the middle of the piece of card is. And remember, the nice thing about the punch is you can sort of press it halfway to just see. Okay, I'm gonna have faith in that. I'm just gonna go click, and out it comes. And I'm gonna have, now I've got this nice little semicircle, which I can now fold up with my little bone folder. Now, that's the right way up, so I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on it. I'm going to use I could use the Thanks So Much, but I'm actually going to use that little This One's On Me. And I'm going to take my other 2 coffee cups, because remember I die cut out 4 coffee cups. So you see I'm going to have a little stack of cups on there, and I'm just putting them roughly so I can sort of see where they'll go. And then I'm going to get my early espresso. I'm going to get my little this one's on me. And then I'm going to cross my fingers slightly and hope I can stamp straight without getting my head or my hair into the camera. So, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to, just while that's just sorting out, I'm going to glue in my backing. And remember, the use of putting in a piece of DSP in the background is entirely optional. You can just leave it plain. Okay, so I've cut it half a centimetre smaller so there's a little border. And then you can either use tape or glue. If you've got some tear and tape, you can use that. I'm just going to use a bit of glue at the sides, and then I'm just going to press down on that so that it's got some time to set. And then I just need to attach my little decorative coffee cups. I think I will stack them. Yep. So a little bit of glue. I'm not going to dimensional these ones up because I want the inside of the card to sit flat. So there's going to be no dimensionaling there. So we'll do 1 and another one. And again, I just love the way that you can have the handles going different ways. So that one's a bit fat, so we'll just, a bit gluey, so we'll just wipe some glue off. Okay. This one's on B. And then we shall just put some glue or tape if you're a tape person. I'm a glue girl, as you know, because I like the wiggle room. And then that will just go in there like that. Now the very last thing we're going to do is a bit of embellishing. Now on this card I just used some basic rhinestones because they are my all-time favourite. They're my all-time favourite embellishment. But I have got some of these lovely adhesive backed swirl dots, which are sort of coffee coloured and designed to go with this suite. So maybe this time we shall add in some of those. So how about a nice coffee coloured one about there? And perhaps a more chocolatey, swirly coloured one about there. And we'll go for another dark coffee coloured one up there. So that is my little Latte Love coffee card, but the real thing about today's video tutorial is how you can quickly and easily turn any card into a gift card holder. And let's see, I've just got this, my husband's old golf tag, which is about the same size as a coffee card. There you go. Beautiful. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you see anything that I've used today and you'd like to add it to your craft stash and you live in New Zealand, don't forget you can shop with me, and there's a link to my online store in the video description below and in the end card that's about to pop up. If you have any questions, I'm always more than happy to answer questions, and you can contact me again. The details are in the video description below. If you've liked what you've seen and you haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss anything new that I do. But above all else, everyone, happy stamping.